So in this particular lecture, let's style up the form which we have. So let's start off by styling up the outermost element, which is the form itself. So for this form which we have, I want to add a class. I want to set the background of this thing to white. I want to add a shadow to this form, which is going to be of the medium size. I want the margin of this thing to be 10. I want the width of this thing to be 4/5, and we are going to modify this if we found this to be weird. Let's make it rounded. Let's set the padding on the x-axis to be 8. Let's set the padding at the top as, let's say, 6. Let's say the padding at the bottom is going to be 8, and let's say the margin at the bottom is going to be 4. So let's see how the form looks like. So if I hit refresh, so let's revisit this page, and this is what the form looks like. It kind of is looking weird because right now we have actually zoomed in quite a lot, but let's see how this is going to turn out. So I'll go back again, and right now let's start styling up this particular div which we have, which is the div for the label. So for the label, let's say I want to add a margin bottom to 2, and for the label itself I want to add a class, and I want to make this thing to be of a block. I want the text color of this thing to be gray with a shade of 700. I want the text to be smaller. I want the font to be bolder, and I want the margin bottom to be 2. Now let's style up this div which we have up over here. So first of all, I'll add a class here. I would add a shadow to this one. I would say appearance of this thing is going to be none. I want to add a border because right now we do not have any border. I want to make it rounded. I want the padding on the y-axis to be 2, padding on the x-axis to be 3, margin on the right to be 10. I want the text to be gray with a shade of 700. Okay, so once we are done with this, let's go ahead and let's style up the next div which we have. So I guess for this particular div, let's keep it simple. And for the final one, which we have the button, let's remove the div because we want this input field and this one to be on the same line. So I'll actually remove this from here, and let's style up the button individually. So I would say class is going to be background green with a shade of 500. Obviously then the text needs to be white. I want to add a padding X of 5 and padding Y of 2. So let's get back here and let's see how it looks like. So as you can see, this is what the form looks like right now, and still it kind of looks weird, and that's because if you take a look at this form, this particular field which we have here, we have actually made this particular field into, I guess we have actually turned it into a text field. So let me check the model here for comments. So if you go to models.py file, as you can see, we have actually used a text field here. So I would rather go ahead and change it to car field because right now we don't want an entire text area here. Let's say we want to post smaller comments and not an entire paragraph. And also, as we have added car field here, I also need to specify the max length as, let's say, 100. Now once this thing is done, I have to stop the server and make migrations again. So Python manage.py make migrations, and then Python manage.py migrate. Now once the migrations are made, let's run the server again. Let's go back here, hit refresh, and now as you can see, the comment form actually looks a lot better. So now the comment form here is ready, and I could add any comment here, and that comment should be added up over here without any issues, and we have that comment added here. So now the comment functionality is working absolutely fine, but now the only problem which we need to solve is that all the comments which we have added on a particular post, these comments are not associated with any kind of user. And what we want to do here is that we actually want to associate every comment with the person who's currently logged in. So for example, right now, if I'm logged in as a super user, in that particular case, I need to be able to go ahead and make a comment. And when I make a comment, my username should appear right before the comment itself over here. So let's add that functionality in the next one.